Over the past few days, weeks, years, whatever, I have seen some really crazy things happening in the profession of law enforcement. We've seen the defunding thing, right? And it kind of backfired, which almost made it kind of funny, but not funny because people got hurt during the process. Obviously, that's not funny. But the fact that we told you so and nobody listened, and they're still doing things, and we're still telling you not to do it, and they're still gonna do it, and it's gonna backfire. We all know that. We all know that. But there is a common sense aspect of all of this, right? Of everything that's going on in the world, there is a level of understanding and acknowledgement that is not happening. That is really just gone out the window, right? When you think of law enforcement, and I'm going to start with one topic and then I'm going to go right to the next as to not confuse you guys. The topic of qualified immunity. It's already been removed in some states. I understand that. And I understand that it's probably going to be removed on a federal level. Whatever at this point. But when you think of qualified immunity, right, you think of it as car insurance. Logically, are you going to go take your new car out, drive it down the freeway at 80 miles an hour without car insurance? Granted, some people do that. But is the average person going to go do that? No. Why? Because not only are you going to be subject to criminal charges, if you crash your new car, you are going to have to pay for it. If somebody else crashes your new car and they flee and you don't get their insurance information, guess what? It's coming out of your pocket because you don't have your own insurance. That is what qualified immunity is. That's why the common sense aspect of it has gone out the window. So you can tell the world that they can't go and drive their car without insurance or they're going to be subject to criminal charges. But you can go tell police officers that they got to go risk their lives without insurance. Makes perfect sense. On to the next topic. I have read some use of force. I quote this, reform. Do I really think it's reform? No. But I quote reform because that's what they think it is. Use of force reform, right? They have gone as far as to say, I've even read that some departments now, whether it's true or not, I'm not exactly sure. But for the most part, what I have read that it is in the process and in certain bills that law enforcement officers have to wait to be fired upon, meaning shot at, in order to return fire. Huh? Okay, let me put this in perspective because, common sense isn't so common these days, guys. When you get into a car accident, do you try to avoid the collision after the car accident or before the car accident? Do you hit the wall and then steer? Or do you steer before you hit the wall? Right. This is the common sense aspect of things to me that do not make any sense. And for most of you, it doesn't make sense either. But we have people with no police experience who have never had a bad encounter with police, who seem to lack common basic knowledge on just the everyday life of a person, the everyday life of a citizen, the everyday life of a police officer. And they apply these non-logical things to real life. They apply these non-logical things to situations that absolutely 100% need logic. Why would a cop logically wait to be fired upon before returning fire? What if he kills me and I am the first line of defense? And now you have 10,000 innocent people that he can go take out when I could have avoided the collision before I crashed. You guys get what I'm saying? Be safe.
Peace in our time. Peace in our time.
You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. How is humanity saved if it's not allowed to evolve? But I'm ready. I'm on mission.
What mission?
Peace in our time.